Hi, I'm Dr. Goodess, and we produced this video on crystal methamphetamine and why it's a bad thing to do. It's for students and teachers. It's in 3 sections. The first section you'll have to advance to using your forward button. That's for students and it's in English. The second section is also for students, but it's in Spanish. Hit the forward button twice to get there. The third section is for teachers. Yes, you've got it. Hit the forward button 3 times and that's where you'll be. I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, watch, and learn all about this drug. Have a good day.
My name is Kathleen Kennedy. I went to Union Mine High School. I was a meth addict, an alcohol abuser, and I used pretty much anything I could find for 3 years. I've been clean for 3.5.
So tell me, when did you start using amphetamines?
When I was 15.
You were 15, so you were in high school.
Yeah.
How many people do you think at the school at that time were using crystal meth?
About 5 or 6 that I knew of.
That you knew of, that were your personal friends?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you noticed any effects on your teeth since you've been using crystal meth?
Yeah, they break easier. So.
Why are you here today?
Because I got broken teeth.
Why don't you show me what you came in holding today? I notice you keep putting your hand over there. Why don't you show me here how you walked into the office today?
It's my heat pack.
Why are you using that heat pack?
Because my wisdom tooth is broken.
And how do you think that happened?
From using meth.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, Kathleen, these are your x-rays, and what we're going to see up here is this is tooth number 1. It's pretty badly decayed, and that's the wisdom tooth we're going to take out. And here's tooth number 2, and that's also pretty badly decayed, and that's probably going to need a root canal more than likely. If you look over on the other side, we don't have a full set of x-rays here, but if you look over, now here's a root canal that was done.
Yeah.
And it's pretty unusual to have to do a root canal on such a young girl, and you would think that somebody would ask a question as to why you're having all these problems. And here's tooth number 16, which is also very badly decayed. It's taken a lot of years for it to get that bad. We're going to take that out too. And then if you look down on the bottom here, which is another important thing, you have a large cavity between tooth number 18, your second molar, and tooth number 19. Okay, and then if you look over on the right side, tooth number 30 also has a large cavity. That's your lower right first molar. And you can see you had a really large cavity on tooth number 31, which now has a filling. And there's 32, which is going to go bye-bye soon. So you can see that you have some problems just on these 4 x-rays. We don't have the whole set right now, but just on these 4 x-rays, there's a lot of problems that need to be addressed. So we're going to get you back in the room and take care of 4 of those problems right now, okay? All right, now, what you're going to see here is this is the first molar, here's the second molar, here's the third molar. The third molar is really gone. It's really not much left of it. The second molar, you can see what crystal meth helped do, which is basically it ate away all of the outside part of the tooth near the gum line, okay? You see that? Mm-hmm.
She wonders why the birds fly by and don't stop in for tea. She wonders why the ghost on the side of the bed shakes his head at me. You know she lives the best she can, but she knows she dies a little more every day. I hate the game she plays like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but play them. She comes to me and cries. I tell her realize you can't find love if love was never there. You can't find love if love was never there. She wants to be a superhero for everyone to see. She wants to do something amazing for everyone but me. You know she lives every day, but she dies a little more every night. I hate the game she plays like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but fight them. She comes to me and cries. I tell tell her realize you can't find love if love was never there. You can't find love if love was never there. She says that everyone who's loved her has eventually stopped. She says that everyone who sees her for what she's not. Tell her think about tomorrow, forget about yesterday. I know she don't listen to me when I say hey.
One of the biggest challenges facing El Dorado County and many other counties like ours is the widespread use and abundance of crystal meth and crank. Hi, my name is Jamie Goodess. I graduated Ponderosa High School in 1998 and now attend George Washington University School of Medicine. I have been working in my dad's dental clinic and have gotten to see firsthand the ravages that crystal meth has wrought upon the bodies as well as the teeth of many of my peers. This is a very sad and frustrating thing. There's got to be something we can do about it. So many of these patients have come into the dental clinic that we began filming them. All of them are devastated that as a consequence of their drug use, they will lose the majority of their teeth before the age of 30. They all want you to know one thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to lose your teeth, and it's not worth it to have dentures by the age of 28. And most of all, it's just not worth it to do the drugs. It hurts me to see so many of my previous classmates in here having their teeth pulled out because of drug use. So if you don't get anything else from this, get this. It's not worth it. Don't do drugs.
Hi, my name's Justin, and well, this is what happens when you use crystal meth.
Where'd you go to high school?
You need mine.
How's it going? I'm a former meth user for 7 years.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to El Dorado High School in Independence.
Did you graduate?
No, I haven't yet. I'm currently in adult ed.
What grade did you start using drugs?
7th grade.
7th grade?
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Union Mine and I went to Juvenile Hall High School.
My teeth, I have really bad teeth from using crystal meth and methamphetamines for the last 16 years. I'm 32 years old now. I can't go out in public and smile and feel confident about my smile.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at El Dorado High, Ponderosa, Independence. The drug it's no good for you. It lowers your self-esteem. It lowers your capabilities of what you can and what you think you can't do. You can't do everything you want. But to not have good teeth and to use and not have good teeth, it just really hurts to go out and to get a job. It's hard to get a job. To feel at a public function and to smile and to be around in-laws. You never know who you're going to meet as you grow up.
Why aren't we showing your face on this?
I don't know.
Because
The reason why I don't want my face shown is because it's really hard to, once you are labeled as a user and people can see your teeth, they know you're a user. And I don't want my face to be shown because I've changed my life. I've quit and I've been clean for a year and a half now, and I'm here at the dentist's office trying to get my teeth fixed because I have low self-esteem. I can't smile. All those things. I'm here to get my teeth fixed for something.
Okay. Well, let's take a look here. I just want to show some. Let's see what's going on here now. Look over here, and this is what you see on your typical crystal meth user. You see large carious lesions on the outside surfaces of the teeth, especially down by the gum line here. Okay, turn this way and toward me a little bit more. Come on over this way. And here it is on the other side too. So when we see this smile, what we see is a large expanse of lack of tooth structure here. And you can see it starting on the teeth in the back too. And when you smile, how does that impress somebody who you're applying for a job with?
It doesn't. I don't even really have to smile. They can see my teeth and they automatically label me as a user. And it's really hard, especially when you decide to quit, and hopefully you guys will never start. But if you do, hopefully you decide to quit before it's too late.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Silva. I am currently in Union Mine High School.
Hi, I'm Kat Kennedy. I dropped out of Union Mine High School.
Hi, I'm Vince Boss. I work full-time.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Charter Community School.
And before you were there, where'd you go?
I went to El Dorado High School, but I got kicked out being dad.
I'm Sharon Stone. I just had tooth pulled. I went to Union Mine until I got kicked out.
Okay. And what do you think was one of the main reasons that you three, not you, you're not in trouble for anything, so keep it that way. What do you think was the main reason that you folks got kicked out of school?
Drugs.
Drugs, yeah.
Drugs.
Drugs and drinking.
Fighting.
Drinking at a young age, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Drugs were you using?
Well, everything I could get my hands on when I was younger, pretty much.
Were you able to buy them in school?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do when you were in school?
I usually didn't do them at school. I usually ditched school to do them, which really got me in that got me in the most trouble. It's not going to school, so.
I just did it behind the library.
I'm in the counselor's office.
Yeah,
I was too scared to do all that.
same spot at Union Mine, so.
A lot of people say that, there's not drugs in school, but they're not aware that there is. There was problems for my mom when she was in high school, drug problems for me in high school. There's problems for the kids now in high school. It's all out there and it's horrible. There's too much.
I think kids start drugs for boredom, attention, to fit in, all that, and it's just not right. I started because of depression, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, so maybe if you talk to your kids, they'll stop too.
A survey in the El Dorado County School District shows that 1% of 9th graders and 1% of 11th graders have used methamphetamine within the last 30 days.
If you count Ponderosa, El Dorado, Oak Ridge, and Union Mine, that comes out to about 75 kids.
Like that.
Don't think that these kids are doing it by themselves. They're sharing and they're telling their friends that this is the drug to be taking, and that's wrong.
It's really sad to think that some of these people are trying to influence my friends and even me to do drugs, and that makes me really sad.
I'm Shannon Stone. I went to Union Mine High School, and I started using methamphetamines as a freshman. I believe I was 14 years old. I'm now 20, almost 21. I've been clean for about 4 years now, and the immediate, or how would I put that, although you don't think, drugs might not affect you, it might not do it immediately to your body on the outside, but it immediately affected my teeth. I might not have taken the best care of them, but that did not help it at all. It made it a lot worse. I really don't know.
Why are you here today?
I'm here because of how bad my teeth are. I've had a lot of pain. The two days now, my face has gotten swollen. I've had to go to the emergency room for 3 times this month alone because of one tooth that's just falling apart. All my teeth pretty much are falling apart on me. They have no more structure. All the enamel's disappearing on them. And it's really hard because you need those to eat every day, It's really painful, and I don't like waking up in the middle of the night dealing with all this pain. And it all, again, goes back to the drugs that I experimented with.
Well, guess what?
What?
We're going to take your teeth out.
That's good. Now get it out. Because it hurts.
All right, let's get going. Let me look at your x-ray for just a minute, okay? And we'll talk about this.
Okay.
Okay, so if you look over here, Shannon, okay, you'll see that the big problem you have on this tooth is you have an abscess resulting from really deep cavities, and started a root canal some time ago. Since then, it's been swelling up and swelling up and swelling up, and now it's been a while, and this tooth's pretty hollowed out, so we're going to take that one out for you.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see there's not a whole lot left of the internal structure of the tooth. It's pretty much nothing more than a shell anymore. Okay, but I want to point out something else on your x-rays. You see down the bottom you've already lost the bicuspid, and of course our goal is that we don't want you to lose any more teeth if we can avoid that. Okay, and what you can see on the x-rays here is that you have several teeth that have areas with cervical decay, which is something that's almost pathognomonic or very commonly seen in people that were using amphetamines. So we're going to take a look inside your mouth in a little bit and try and fix one tooth, and we're also going to take that other one out for you today. Okay. And what you can see here is on the second molar, she's got cervical decay, which is really attacking the tooth. And if we look down toward the bottom, open up just a little bit and turn toward me. That's it. She's got cavities on her lower first molar and on the biting surface and the facial surface of her lower second molar. Cavities on the upper left side got so bad that she ended up needing a root canal, and that's the tooth that is in pretty bad shape today. We're going to be pulling that out later. But additionally, we have cavities down here on the lower left side on her first and second molar, and on the upper, and this is the tooth we're going to be taking out later. This is that root canal that's not doing so well. I want this to be the last tooth that we lose ever.
Don't do that, it hurts.
Alright, hi, my name is Judy Kate Harrington. I graduated from El Dorado High School in 1999. I'm going to be going to Loma Linda Dental School in a couple weeks, which will be September 2003. And I've been in the dental field for the last 4 years, and I've seen a lot of dental decay as a result of crystal meth and various other drugs. It's important to brush and floss your teeth daily and avoid any kind of drugs that will damage your teeth. Otherwise, they will end up like these teeth in this jar. Very beautiful.
Which drugs did you use?
Methamphetamines, crystal, crank. I just found out I have 17 cavities and 2 root canals.
How do you feel about that?
It's kind of crappy, actually.
No one ever told me it would ruin my teeth. So no one ever told me that I'd be 5 foot tall, 85 pounds at 19 years old either. I just figured it was something you do. My friends' parents were doing it and so were my friends, so I did.
But it's on campus.
Oh, it's definitely on campus. That's where I actually started. The first time I ever did meth was I did a line in the Union Mine bathroom with a girlfriend. So.
What do you do at the Union Mine bathroom?
Bathroom? Go to the bathroom and wash my hands.
And that's what you should be doing up there.
Hi, I'm Dr. Goodess, and I've been watching a lot of things on film today, and I'll just tell you, it really makes me feel bad. When I have to take out a lot of teeth on people. I have a couple of kids of my own, you know, and have a lot of young girls that work for me here, and it's really frustrating. We try to help them all. Sometimes there's just nothing we can do, and we lose a lot of teeth. So don't get involved with drugs. Stay away from them. Stay away from crystal meth. Stay away from everything that you can stay away from. Have a good time. Enjoy your life. But don't end up in my dental chair if you can avoid it.
I mean, I wish I would have known the overall outcome when I first started, or I would have never known.
Okay, let me show you some of the things on your x-rays that you'll be able to see, okay?
All right.
Come on over this way. Okay, if you take a look over here, you'll see that this tooth has a huge cavity in it. So it's obviously been neglected for a long time. And this is one of the ones that's going to need a root canal. And then we'll come over to the other side, and you see there's cavities between your front teeth up here. And once again, there's a large carious restoration there, and this is going to need a root canal. And this tooth is also probably going to need a root canal. So you may need up to 3 root canals. How old are you now?
I'm 22.
So in 22 short years, most of these teeth have only been in your mouth since you've been about age 13. We've managed to do a lot of destruction there.
Yeah.
So if you had to say anything to the kids up at Union Mine and El Dorado and Ponderosa, what would you say to them?
I'd say the best thing you do is not ever do this drug, ever.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tan, and just wanted to let you know that the last patient we just saw is one of the many patients we see that use crystal meth, and you can see the destruction that it can do to our teeth. So make sure you just watch out what's going on here so that we can avoid.
Don't let it be you.
Don't let it be you.
And one of the major impacts that it's had is on my teeth. I've lost almost all of my bottom teeth and back, and I'm about to lose some more, and I've had a lot of root canals. I'm about to have 4 more. That is so not worth what it does to your body and what it does to your dentals. I mean, it just has no. There's no words that I can say that would emphasize enough what it does to you and what it does to your body. Methamphetamine kills and destroys your teeth, your bones. It destroys everything.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
So what brings you here to the dentist today?
Obsessed tooth.
How did that happen?
Partying.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
30.
When did you start partying?
14.
What was your drug of choice?
Meth.
You started at age 14.
Mm-hmm.
What made you take your first hit?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Now, how many teeth do you think are in trouble in your mouth right now?
More than half of them, probably.
More than half of them. Let's go look at some of the x-rays. Come on over with me, okay? Okay, so you can see up here, if you look very closely, your upper first bicuspid is pretty much broken off and had a root canal done.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you've been to a couple of dentists. And this is your upper left side, Erica, and you can see, once again, your upper left first bicuspid here is pretty broken off, and your second bicuspid, and here's what's left of your first molar right here. It's pretty much gone. This is your second molar. And you can see that those teeth have pretty much gone down to the roots, and if you look closely over here, you can also see what's left of your third molar. Just a couple of root tips, they pretty much decayed down. But the real reason you're in here today, if you look very closely, the real reason you're in here today is because this lower third molar has pretty much been eaten away, and it's decayed pretty much out. There's not a whole lot left of it, is there? No. Well, let's look over at the other side. If you look down here at the lower right side, you can see that your first molar and your third molar are both in dire straits, and they both need to be extracted. And your second molar.
What's the second one? Yeah.
Well, from here, it looks like it just has a little cavity on the back.
Okay.
We'll probably be able to hold on to that.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
So it's nice we're going to have something that you can
Eat with?
have a basis for chewing. Yeah. When you were in high school, okay, did you think your behavior changed once you started using it? What happened to your behavior?
I didn't want to be at school.
You didn't?
I didn't care.
How did your grades change?
They just went down.
They went down? What made you start taking amphetamines in the first place?
Just friends I was hanging out with.
How long would you stay up for at one time?
3 weeks once.
Sometimes you stayed up for 3 weeks
Just
solid?
once, yeah.
And after that, would you crash for a while? How long would you be
3
sleeping?
weeks.
So your memory's okay now, but you have...
But there's things, yeah, that I forget.
Okay. Did you ever get to the point where you were seeing shadows and things that weren't actually there?
Tree people.
All right, can you tell me about that? Tell me what you would see.
Yeah, just illusion, just illusional, just lack of sleep.
So tell me about one of the illusions. What would you see?
Things move that weren't really moving.
What would be moving?
Trees.
The tree would move?
Trees, cars. You could show the world my mouth?
Yeah. Not the whole world, just anybody willing to watch it.
All right.
Okay?
Well, if it helps.
Is that all right with you?
If it helps, yes.
It will. We're trying to save kids from going through this because they need to know what they're in for.
This is what, 15 years of?
It's horrible.
How many years did you use methamphetamine for?
Seriously? 15?
15?
About 15.
What made you stop? Or did you stop?
I mean, yeah, I party once in a while, but
So you still use it?
Once in a while.
On occasion. How much is methamphetamine costing now?
25 bucks a quarter gram. Methamphetamine is a hard drug to quit. People just can't quit on their own. Once you get too into it, it's an everyday, daily thing.
And we can see back here looking up a couple molars, okay, but here's the tooth she had a root canal on, and now what's left is a tiny little stump. We'll come around to the other side. Here's the first bicuspid, and second bicuspid's pretty gone. And the first molar, you can see it leaning up against the second molar, just a little piece of the root left. The third molar is pretty much gone behind there. And if we look down the bottom, you can see that her lower third molar is pretty much broken off. On the other side, we can see the lower first molar is pretty much down to fragments of roots, and the same with the lower third molar. We're down to little pieces of roots, and that's all that's left of it. Very hard to visualize down there. So you really managed in 30 short years to impact some really good destruction on your mouth. And we're going to get out a couple of those teeth for you, okay?
Thank you.
So what are we up to, Erica?
Removing teeth.
You're going to lose some teeth.
Yeah.
And mostly because of?
Drugs.
And you used them for how many years?
15.
Okay, there's our first molar. Oh, where's the tooth? Yeah. Oh, what's left of it? And here's the bicuspid. And this had a root canal done.
We'll take
You okay? Good. You sure?
The sands of time, they won't turn back for you.
We'll try to give you a grip here along the gum line.
The water slowly wash away, and we both know this time can't pass much slower.
There we go.
And my eyes will roll past your absence. My ears can block out what's never said on my tongue. There's a mutiny, yes, my tongue. They've got something to say. But thanks for all the time you never spent with me. I hope you know it's made me who I've come to be. I'll always remember the times that we've never seemed to have. But in the end we both know this boy, he's getting older. Clock will tick and talk, but the sands of time, they won't turn back for you. The clouds will slowly float away, and we both know they can't hold back much longer. And my eyes will roll past your absence. My ears can block out what's never said, but my tongue, there's a mutiny, yes, my tongue, it's got something to say. Thanks for all the time you never spent with me. I hope you know it's made me who I've come to be. I'll always remember the times we never seemed to have, but in the end we both know this boy, he's getting older.
Voy a poner estas gasas en el área donde fueron las extracciones. No, open. Open. Toma. Okay, now bite. Okay, good.
Okay.
My name is Stephanie Hui Hui. I started doing methamphetamine when I was 15 years old. I'm here to have 3 teeth extracted. I have absolutely no chewing teeth left in the back because of using crystal meth. I have 4 children, and it's something that they never ever ever want to do. I've taught them this is what you don't want to do. I live in Placerville, and I just want to get my teeth, what's left of them, fixed. Don't do drugs. Just don't.
You're not even 40 years old.
No, I'm 39 years old.
And you're going to lose just about the rest of your back teeth. How do you feel about that?
It makes me very sad. It makes me extremely sad. I was very proud of my teeth, and using crank has completely ruined my mouth and my health. So that's how I feel about it.
This is your upper right first molar, okay? And you can see the back half of it out here is all missing. That's right over here. That's missing. And then over on this one, this is your upper left first molar, I think. You already lost your bicuspid, right? And the one in front of that has a big cavity in it too. And that's going to probably need a root canal or to be extracted. And you can see that's got a big hole in it underneath this filling. There's the hole right there.
Hi, I'm Dr. Goodess again, and I just want to let you know a lot of these people that we've seen on this film are from some of the local high schools. And I don't want you to picture this as these 2 high schools are the only 2 high schools in the whole United States having a problem. I think this is a problem that I would call epidemic. What you're seeing here is a snapshot. If I had my office in San Francisco, all the kids would be from 2 high schools that are in the area surrounding my office. So when you look at this, I just want you to realize this is a problem that just doesn't reach to Ponderosa and Union Mine and El Dorado High School and Ponderosa High School. It's everywhere. And it's something that we as parents and we as doctors have to realize and think about. So I want you to watch this movie and think, okay, hey, maybe I shouldn't do these drugs. Maybe these things are bad for me. And if this movie keeps one kid, just one kid, from going on these drugs, then we'll have accomplished our purpose. So once again, don't do drugs. They're not good for you. They don't help you. And where do you end up? You end up here. You end up with holes in your teeth. You end up with cavities. You end up with a lot of problems. Okay? Don't let this be you. Don't be the next patient in my chair having teeth pulled out because for 4 years in high school or 4 years after high school, you decide to do crystal meth. And have a nice day. Don't forget to brush and floss. And remember, this is a production of Mitch TV. Have a good day. Bye.
Hola, mi nombre es Marta Pliego y trabajo para la clínica dental de Diamond Springs. Es muy triste ver cómo todos los días llegan pacientes con los dientes destruidos por culpa de las drogas. No usen drogas.
¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora?
Una extracción
¿De qué?
de una muela.
¿Y qué pasó con la muela?
Está destruida por las drogas.
She wonders why the birds fly by, don't stop in for tea. She wonders why the ghost on the side of her bed shakes his head at me. You know she lives the best she can, but she knows she dies a little more every day. I hate the games she plays like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but play them. She comes to me and cries. I tell her real lies. You can't find love if love was never there. You can't find love if love was never there. She wants to be a superhero for everyone to see. She wants to do something amazing for everyone but me. You know she lives every day, but she dies tries a little more than night. I hate to get you place like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but fight now. Comes to me and cries. I tell her to realize
it hurts.
You can't find love in love.
Would you like to say anything to the camera?
You can't find love in love with
That was pretty good.
Queremos nosotros que ustedes vean este video, los maestros, para ayudar a los estudiantes a prevenir el uso de las drogas y metanfetamina, y los estudiantes para ayudar a sus otros compañeros y a ellos mismos de prevenir de no usar las drogas o ayudar a otros a tampoco a ir por ese camino malo. Si trabajamos juntos podemos prevenir el uso de las drogas a nuestros hijos. Podemos salvarles sus vidas, su salud y sus dientes. Quiero que vean este video y aprendan. No queremos que vayas por el mal camino, y porque la vida es muy corta y queremos que la disfrutes.
Hola, mi nombre es Ernesto García, tengo 19 años. Yo he ido a la escuela Charter Community, está aquí a un lado del colegio, y he ido a la escuela Union Mine. Aquí está en Diamond Springs, y yo vengo de Lodi, California, está en San Joaquin County. Ahí es donde nací yo.
¿En qué escuela estás ahora?
Y ahora no estoy en la escuela, estoy trabajando. Y ahora estoy yendo al Independence para adultos, escuela para adultos, pues.
Para adultos.
Ya soy adulto.
Hola, me llamo Jennifer Silva, trabajo en un consultorio de dentista. Estoy en la escuela Union Mine High School. Me siento mal viendo a mis compañeros o estudiantes de mi edad que ahorita en tiempo vienen a la clínica para que les saquen dientes o les rellenen los dientes por uso de las drogas.
Tenía 3 años que estaba usando drogas cuando estaba en la escuela, en la secundaria.
¿De qué grado empezaste a usar drogas?
En el grado 7.
¿Para cuántos años estaba usando drogas?
Unos 3, 4 años. Pensé en usar drogas y me arrepiento.
Mi nombre es Isabel García, soy asistente dental. Estoy preocupada acerca de las drogas porque es un daño muy grande. Tengo familiares que están usando drogas y me duele mucho que hagan este tipo de cosas, porque ellos están destruyendo sus vidas, están destruyendo la vida de sus papás, de sus tíos, de toda la familia. Y es algo que le duele a uno.
¿Estás usando drogas ahorita?
Nada de droga. Como hace unos 2 meses, 3 meses.
3 meses.
Pero drogas malas, o sea, no he hecho yo drogas como en 3 meses.
Cuando te dice qué tipo de drogas tú consideras malas, ¿cuál sería?
Son las metanfetaminas.
¿Por qué piensas que la metanfetamina es mala?
Es mala para uno mismo, te mata adentro, no eres igual, y no te puedes comportar igual porque estás bien nervioso y los dientes se te caen, se te quebran pues fácil, y no eres la persona que eras.
¿Qué es el futuro? Aquí sería su futuro. Dentaduras completas. Boca llena con caries. Dientes destruidos. Una vida destruida. Esto, yo puedo ver su futuro correctamente. Ella puede ver su futuro correctamente. Queremos para usted a ver su futuro si está usando drogas. Si está usando drogas,
Di no.
¿por qué?
Porque no quieres usar dentaduras a la edad de 25 o 26 años.
No quiere perder su vida. No quiere perder su mente. No quiere perder todo en su vida que tiene valor a usted y tu familia.
Piénsalo 2 veces antes de decir sí. Di no. Tus amigos no te van a dar drogas. Esos no son tus amigos.
Si sus amigos están usando drogas, ellos no lo saben. They don't know what they're doing.
Ellos no saben lo que están haciendo.
It doesn't have to be this way.
¿Qué cambios tú sentiste cuando empezaste a hacer las drogas?
No sentí nada, me cambió a mí mismo y ni sabía lo que sentía, ni sabía quién era, ni sabía dónde andaba. Pues casi pedí todo por eso. Pues no estaba haciendo las cosas bien, entonces ni me dio energía para ir a la escuela, entonces ni acabé la escuela bien.
Cuando te regañaban en la escuela para ir con tu director, ¿por qué eran las razones?
La razón era porque no iba a la escuela y porque no estaba poniendo atención en las clases.
¿Llamaban a tus papás para avisarles las cosas que tú estabas envolvido?
Le llamaban cada vez y cada vez que le decían, cada vez yo no le ponía atención. Y pues eso es, también me arrepiento pues haciendo eso.
Mi nombre es Amparo López y quiero hablarles acerca de las drogas. Usar drogas es malo para tu salud y tus dientes. Habla con tus hijos acerca de no usar drogas porque es muy dañino para su salud, dañan su cerebro y toda su salud. Hablen con ellos y estén seguros de que ellos no usan drogas. Y niños, no usen drogas.
Cuando te cacharon con las drogas, ¿fuiste a Juvenile Hall?
Fui para unos 4 o 5 meses y luego unos 3 más meses.
¿En cuál grado?
Estaba en el 10, no, en el 9.
¿Y cómo está tu memoria ahorita? ¿Recuerdas muchas cosas o se te olvidan?
A veces sí me acuerdo de las cosas, pero casi no me acuerdo cuando andaba usando la droga, porque cuando la usaba me mataba pues. ¿Cómo se dice? Estaba pues en arriba y no sabía qué es lo que estaba pasando.
¿Cómo te sientes después de usando las drogas? Cuando estás en las drogas, cuando te tomas una droga, ¿cómo te sientes?
Pues me siento bien nervioso, me siento diferente en lo que era antes. Y no me gusta cómo ando ahorita porque me he cambiado cómo duermo y cómo respiro y todo. Pero trato de mantenerme yo. Estoy yendo ya ahorita con mi novia acá en the Adult Elderly Independence High School.
Independence High School. ¿Piensas que hay muchas personas en Independence High School que están tomando drogas?
Hay hartas. Casi todos ahí andan usando drogas.
Casi todos. ¿Piensa usted que el director de esta escuela sabe que hay algunos estudiantes en su escuela usando drogas?
Sí saben. Ahí saben todos lo que hacen ahí.
Todos.
Sí saben entre pues los niños saben lo que hacen todos y los directores más también saben, pero nunca cachan qué está pasando nada.
No,
sí se les ve luego a los
¿No hay ningún programa ahí?
No.
¿Para drogas? ¿Para evitar drogas?
Esa escuela es donde mandan los chiquillos que no se portan bien y que no andan haciendo bien en la escuela. Sí. Entonces ahí van a estar lo peor. Ahí van a estar lo peor.
¿Pero no tienen programas que puedan ayudar a los estudiantes que están en las drogas para
sí tienen programas. Tienen NA, Narcotics Anonymous, tienen
¿En Independence High School?
No, they don't got it there. No
tienen nada de ahí.
Nada, no lo tienen ahí, pero lo tienen en todos los lugares por acá pues.
En la escuela que tú estás atendiendo ahorita, como te has ido y regresado, ¿has notado que hay gente ahí que todavía usan drogas?
Sí, yo he ido y regresado de esa escuela y cuando me fui de esa escuela hace un año, estaba gente usando drogas y estoy seguro que ahí hay gente usando drogas. Y deben de poner atención a quién está usando droga ahí y tratar de ayudarlos antes que pasen la droga a otra gente. Les quiero decir que se fijen en los estudiantes, que se fijen bien en lo que está pasando con ellos y cómo están cambiando. Y si ven que anda pasando algo malo, deben de hacerlo. Deben de mandarlos a programas luego. Y deben de decir a sus papás que los cuiden bien. Y que le pongan atención a sus hijos. No he completado la escuela por las drogas y las malas amistades.
He estado hablando con Ernie, que es un usador de drogas o era, y es obvio o claro que ya en las escuelas hoy en día es muy fácil de conseguir las drogas y también en todo California. Entonces hay un problema muy grande que necesitamos resolver. Esperemos que ustedes como que están viendo esta película hagan algo por evitar a los estudiantes venir en esta silla y ver los señales y los síntomas antes que para prevenirlos que venir.
If you had to do it over again, what would you do?
No lo hubiera hecho, me hubiera quedado en la escuela y no me juntara pues con la gente que yo me juntaba.
Hi, my name is Tivisai and I graduated from Union Mine High School in 2002 and I work at this fine office, the Diamond Springs Dental Center, and I'm just tired of seeing people coming in and getting their teeth pulled out because they've used too many drugs. So all I want to say is don't do drugs, no se drogas.
Let's take a look inside your mouth, okay? Okay. Okay, so we've got you all retracted, okay? And what we're going to do is just zoom in here on your teeth a little bit. So you can see that these teeth have experienced the ravages of crystal meth. And front tooth is broken off, that's tooth number 9, big cavities. And here's some classic signs of crystal meth use. You can see cervical decay around the teeth, and once it gets into a little weak point, these teeth just sort of melt away. And open up real big, and we're going to look back, lift your head way back, and what you can see is there's a lot of teeth missing back there. And once again, this is a dentist's eye view, and this is all that's left of the mighty first molar. And what's left of the mighty second molar is even less. Your tongue over to the right. There we go. And you can see where it used to be the mighty molar down here. We now have a little bit of stubble left, and once again, not a whole lot left of these teeth.
¿Qué tipo de trabajo tenías cuando te corrieron de las escuelas por las drogas?
Era un basurero y no me gustaba para nada, entonces me salí.
¿Por qué no le gusta este tipo de trabajo?
Porque hueles a basura y pues es un trabajo feo.
¿El pago es muy pobre?
El pago no es pobre, pero no es lo que quieres. Quieres más.
Quiere más de su vida.
Quiero más de mi vida en vez de eso.
Yo pienso que este camino de usar las drogas no es para ellos. Ellos necesitan o esperan algo mejor de sus vidas que usar las drogas y ir por el mal camino. Espero que escogen el camino correcto y no lo hagan porque les va a afectar a ellos cuando sean más grandes.
Tengo unos tíos y unos primos que andan mal, pero para ellos no es mal, porque es su vida. No le pueden decir nada porque ya son adultos y son, ¿cómo se dice? They're functioning drug abusers.
Functioning? How would you say that?
Funcionando. Pues están pagando sus biles y están yendo a trabajar, pero todavía andan haciendo cosas malas.
Pero tiene usted un hermano que estaba usando drogas, ¿sí?
Y tengo un hermano.
¿Cómo se llama?
Adrián García.
¿Y dónde está ahora?
Y ahorita está en la cárcel y lo van a mandar para la prisión para 1 año y medio.
Y dime por favor, ¿cuántos años tiene su hermano?
22. Tiene 22 años.
Y va a pasar ahora 1 año y medio en cárcel.
1 año y medio, 2 años en la
por
prisión,
usar drogas.
por usando drogas, por la droga. No es
¿Cuál droga?
la metafina. La metafina.
Me duele mucho ver que muchos de los estudiantes de mi edad tengan que sentar en esta silla para que les saquen los dientes por uso de drogas. Espero que los directores y los maestros de las escuelas hagan algo para eso, para evitar que los estudiantes vengan a sentarse en esta silla, para que le quiten todos los dientes.
Mi nombre es Marina y yo tengo 2 niños y estoy muy preocupada porque actualmente todos los niños muy chicos consumen drogas y lo que yo quiero que mis hijos cuando estén grandes tratar de que ellos no consuman drogas porque es muy malo para su salud.
So the thing is, don't do drugs.
Hagan drogas.
Okay. Okay, so we're just looking in here. We're going to use the retractors in a minute, but what you can see here is basically we've lost a lot of tooth structure back here. And we'll look at that in just a minute. Bite down again and smile. Okay. Okay, so here we are looking at your front teeth, and we can see that there's been a lot of destruction over the years. This is a classic pattern in crystal meth use. We start losing a lot of back teeth. Okay, open up real big. And there's a complete destruction going on here. You have nothing left but roots if you look in the bottom. And on the back on this side, it's the same thing. Turn your head to the left a little bit. Okay, and now turn to the right. And what you can see is, you can see the complete destruction that goes on with the facial enamel, and then it progresses and eats away the rest of the tooth. Eventually the tooth is lost, just as a weakening in the enamel structure, and it's very difficult to overcome. Estas radiografías son las radiografías de un paciente que estaba usando metanfetamina para 4 años.
Ella fue en su vida a 15 diferentes dentistas y ninguno le preguntó cuál es la causa de este gran problema.
Mira, es muy fácil a ver que recibió ella empastes aquí, endodoncia aquí, coronas aquí, otra corona aquí, otro empaste aquí, endodoncia aquí, otra endodoncia aquí. Estos servicios cuestan mucho.
Y nos están costando a todos. Tenemos que tener en cuenta todo este tipo de problemas y preguntar por qué, para poder saber cómo resolver este tipo de problemas con pacientes que usan drogas.
¿Qué vamos a hacer? Dentistas necesitan que saber las preguntas a preguntar los pacientes. Pacientes necesitan que decir a los dentistas, sí, yo estoy usando metanfetaminas, y ellos van a saber qué es necesario hacer a ayudarte. Pero no hay razón a hacer una corona cuando tiene una boca llena con destrucción.
Como por ejemplo aquí vemos abscesos, caries muy profundas, endodoncias, coronas. Este es el gran problema que tenemos con pacientes que usan la metanfetamina. Por eso pedimos a todos los dentistas que hagan estas preguntas a los pacientes. ¿Qué es el problema con ustedes para poder ayudarles a resolverlo?
Algunos pacientes dicen, oh, estoy tomando mucho Pepsi Cola, mucho Coca-Cola, mucho soda, estoy comiendo limón, estoy no sé qué, pero el razón verdadero es que, oh, estoy usando metanfetaminas y por esa razón estoy tomando limón, estoy bebiendo Coca-Cola todo el día, día por día por día, y por esa razón la resulta es que puede ver aquí destrucción completamente de estos dientes y ya es necesario sacar todos los dientes y darle dentaduras.
Si tú estás usando metanfetaminas y piensas que esto no te va a pasar a ti, piénsalo 2 veces. Esta persona pensó lo mismo y ve que terminó. Esos son los daños visibles que hace la droga. Imagínate lo que está haciendo en tu cuerpo, adentro de tu cuerpo. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando con tu cerebro? ¿Qué tanta destrucción hay en tu cerebro? Si tú eres un padre de familia y tienes hijos adolescentes, pregúntales con quién están. Habla con tus amigos, sé parte de su vida, no nada más los dejes a ellos solos. Habla con ellos, con tus amigos, conócelos.
You know why I'm doing this? Because my grandchildren have to go to these schools, okay? And I want them to know about this stuff and not to get involved. Okay. So we got nice one there. This is better than going fishing. Great. Venga, papá.
Aquí se puede ver el resultado del uso de anfetamina.
Hay mucha destrucción aquí. Maxillary lateral incisor. Centrals. If you look at them really closely, they're greenish gray. Watch. This is interesting. Watch this. Ready? Watch. These teeth are incredibly weak. There's nothing left to the structure.
Ella empezó a usar drogas cuando estaba en el grado 11 y terminó de usarlas cuando estaba en el colegio.
Estaba usando drogas para solamente 4 años. Y ya podremos ver los resultados.
El esmalte de estos dientes por enfrente está muy débil y puede ver que es muy fácil quebrar el diente. Solamente usó 4 años drogas y ahora 20 años después puede ver los resultados. Ahora está sufriendo. Si estás pensando en usar esta droga, metanfetamina, y piensas que no te va a causar problemas, piénsalo, porque en el futuro vas a tener problemas, vas a destruir tu cerebro, todos tus dientes.
Es un problema peligroso. Es un problema que tenemos en todas las escuelas en los Estados Unidos.
Esta clase de drogas lo estamos teniendo en todas las escuelas de Estados Unidos.
Si eres una maestra, if you're a teacher, talk to your students about it. If you're a student, don't ever start.
Si tú eres un estudiante y tienes amigos que están usando esta clase de drogas, anfetamina,
dile a ellos, no usa estas drogas, que va a perder sus dientes.
dile a ellos que no usen estas drogas porque van a perder sus dientes. El año pasado el distrito escolar estuvo haciendo una observación. 1% de los estudiantes del grado 9 y 1% de los estudiantes del grado 11 dijeron que estaban haciendo esta clase de drogas en los 30 días pasados.
Sí, 75 mil.
75 niños tenían otra clase de enfermedad como viruela, meningitis, y el Departamento de Salud estaba tratando de resolver este problema, pero este es un problema de drogas y nadie está aquí para ayudar a estas personas con este problema de drogas.
Ellos son nuestros niños.
No es un problema nada más en la escuela secundaria de Union Mile ni El Dorado High School, sino que es un problema en todas las escuelas secundarias de Estados Unidos. Si tú eres una maestra, un dentista o un estudiante,
Escucha esto. No usa esta droga.
no uses esta droga. Estoy preocupado porque estaba hablando con un director de una escuela secundaria y él me dijo, no te preocupes porque estos niños que usan esta droga de metanfetamina no regresan a la escuela. no es un problema. Y entonces yo le dije a él, claro que es un problema. Este es el problema porque nuestros niños no regresan a clases. Ellos están perdiendo la escuela, están muriendo en parques, están durmiendo en la calle.
Y no está bien porque estas personas son nuestros niños.
Ellos están destruyendo su cerebro. Tenemos que ayudarlos. Dr. Goodess es abuelo de dos hermosas niñas. Y a él le gustaría que cuando sus nietas estuvieran en la escuela secundaria, ellas tuvieran toda la información acerca de drogas. Si tú eres un niño, una maestra, un papá, si ustedes tienen niños o no tienen y están viendo este video, díganle a ellos qué es lo que están viendo. Denles información y díganles que nunca tienen que empezar a usar drogas.
Niños no usan drogas.
Niños no usen drogas.
I just said that.
Pero más fuerte.
Yeah, okay. Don't use drugs. We're almost done here. Oh, look, here, this is coming out with a big chunk of bone here. Oh, vamos a sacar esto con gran hueso. There you go. Su último diente. The last two. And here we have, right here in this little cup, this is about 4 years of drug use. See? Like this?
No me gustaría que estuvieran en esta silla de la oficina, que estar sacando todos los dientes tan jóvenes usando dentaduras, porque en este caso que tenemos aquí, como ustedes ven, toda la destrucción que hubo con la droga de la metanfetamina, esta persona ahora está usando dentaduras. No hay necesidad de estar usando dentaduras. Si eres un padre, tienes que hablar con tus hijos acerca de drogas, darles toda la información, estar con ellos, dedicarles tiempo, hablar. Si tienen algún problema, darles confianza a sus hijos, porque también este es otro problema, que si no les damos confianza a nuestros hijos, ellos no van a hablar con nosotros.
Esperemos que ustedes, los que están viendo esta película, hagan algo para evitar a los estudiantes que vengan por este camino malo. Como ver las señales y los síntomas. Si ven que están haciendo algo mal en las escuelas, evitarlos, maestros, directores, si ven algo, inmediatamente hagan algo, porque sí les van a ayudar en el camino, para su futuro.
Tengo un hermano en la cárcel por la razón de usando drogas, y eso le cambió la vida porque no sabe lo que andaba haciendo cuando lo hizo, porque andaba en la droga. Entonces ya está sentado en la cárcel ahorita haciendo su tiempo.
¿Cuántos años tiene su hermano?
Tiene 22 años. 22 años.
Which high school did he go to?
He went to charter.
¿Y antes?
Yeah. And before that he went to Lora High School.
No quiero que piensen que solamente Union Mine, El Dorado o Independencia son las únicas escuelas con los chavos que han usado droga. No, están en todos los Estados Unidos. Pero si nosotros podemos ayudar a un niño, a un estudiante, de prevenirlos de usar drogas, entonces este servirá como propósito de este video, para ayudarlos a no usar las drogas.
Hola, me llamo Vanessa Calderón. Me gradué de la Union Mine High School en el 2002. Si eres padre, habla con tus hijos de no hacer drogas. Y si eres un niño, no hagas drogas.
Hay muchos niños que están yendo a la escuela ahorita y tienen problemas con drogas. No está bien para ellos, no está bien para las familias, no está bien para nadie. Piénsenlo.
Entonces, si tú eres un maestro, eres un dentista, hablen con los niños. porque este es un gran problema en todas las partes de Estados Unidos, todas las escuelas de Estados Unidos.
Pase un buen día y no olvide que usar su hilo dental. Y recuerde usted, Jennifer, eso es una producción de Mitch TV.
You see the light through the trees, but you don't seem to care. I hate the truth was gone, the truth was never there. Lie down on the grass to take away the pain. Yeah, I just walk away, 'cause I don't feel the same as you. Hollow eyes just seem to fade into the skies. Get down on your knees and pray for your life. You feel the steel against your hand. I say I wanna fly. Flashbacks run through your mind. You say you're scared to die. Scared to die for what? Scared to die for what's unknown. We win together, we fall together. And you know I've seen the light when the light has just reached my eye. He lived for you, he died for me. So you know I'll see the way it's supposed to be. The sky, you get down on your knees, yeah, and pray for your life. You feel the steel against your hand, say I wanna fly. Flashbacks run through your mind. You say you're scared to die. Scared to die for what? Scared to die for what's unknown. We win together, we fall together. And you know I'll see the light in the light. And just reach my eye. He lived for you, he died for me. So you know I'll see the way it's supposed to be.
Hi, my name is Dr. Goodess and I'm a dentist here in Diamond Springs. We made this video today for you for a couple of groups of people. We made them for dentists, we made them for students, and we made them for teachers. What I want you to do with this video is I want you to watch it. I want you to look into the eyes of these kids and I want you to listen to their stories. I want you to find out why they started doing drugs and why, most of all, they regret doing them. If you're a dentist, I want you to look at these teeth and recognize the symptoms of kids that are using crystal meth. I want you to see the early signs and I want you to see the later signs. And then I want you to ask these people that come into you with these symptoms, are you doing crystal meth? Are you taking illegal drugs? Maybe someone will even give you the right answer, the correct answer, the honest answer. And then maybe you can help them deal with it. If you're a teacher and the kids are not behaving in class and their grades have dropped and you're having all sorts of problems and they're sent down to the principal over and over and over again, maybe you can ask them this question. Are you doing crystal meth? If you get an answer and it's the truth, maybe you can get them some help. If you're a principal, maybe this will help you learn how to deal with some of the problems that some of the kids have. It's just another outlook into their life. Look into their eyes, hear their stories. Try to figure out what we can do to help them. If we can keep one kid off crystal meth, we'll have accomplished the purpose of this video. So, have a good day. Don't forget to brush and floss.
My name is Elizabeth Sharp, and I go to Union Mine, and I used to do crystal meth.
My name is Amanda, and I started using meth when I was 12. So I've been using it for about 9 years now, and I've been clean for a year.
Where did you go to high school, or where did you go to school when you were using that?
I didn't go to school
Why?
because I was using
You were 12 years old, and that
Yeah.
put you in what grade?
8th.
8th grade. And which school were you going to when you weren't going to classes?
Markham and Charter.
Why did you start doing crystal meth?
I don't know, it was like the thing with like friends, and we were sitting in a room one night, and this guy had asked me if I wanted to try it, and I asked him if I would get addicted to it, and he told me no, that it would just be like a sociable thing, that I wouldn't go back to it, and it just happened.
It just happened. How many times did you have to use it, you think, to become addicted to it?
It actually really took that one time.
It's very bad. It's very, very addicting. It's not something that you just do one time and one time only. It's not like going to the bar and having a drink, because it just doesn't go away.
How long did it take you to get hooked on it?
I did it one time, and I did it for 9 years.
I'm Shantae Curtin, and I will be 21 years old this week. I went to El Dorado High School, a graduate of 2002. Go Cougars.
All right. So are you here because you used methamphetamines?
No, I'm here to get my wisdom teeth done.
Okay, but tell me about your experience with drugs as you were growing up.
My mother actually used drugs as I was growing up, so myself, I didn't get involved in it because I got to see kind of the horrors and the bad side of what happens through the whole situation of drug use. My mom, her drug of choice was heroin.
I started when I was 14.
I'm Woody Crandall.
You're here at the dentist's office today?
Yes, I'm here to get basically the rest of my top teeth removed.
How many would that be, about?
I think there's 12 up there left.
Okay. Why do you think you're getting a lot of these removed?
Well, years and years of methamphetamine use.
How old were you when you started using them?
Initially, I was 16.
My name is Joe Crandall.
Where did you go to school?
Altaloma High School, which is in Rancho Cucamonga in Southern California.
How old were you when you started using drugs?
I was about 13.
I'm Shannon Stone. I went to Union Mine High School, and I started using methamphetamines as a freshman. I believe I was 14 years old.
Well, my name's Amy. I'm 24, and I started meth when I was 20.
My name is Kathleen Kennedy. I went to Union Mine High School. I was a meth addict, an alcohol abuser, and I used pretty much anything I could find for 3 years.
What drug did you use mostly?
Crystal.
Crystal meth?
Yes.
And how did you use it?
I smoked it.
Hi, I'm Ralph. I'm a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. 6.5 years clean and sober.
Hi.
What's your name?
Jamie Dixon. This is my son Cody Dixon. I went to Ponderosa High School. I'm 29 years old, and I'm here because I made my teeth rot out with drugs.
Which drug did you use mostly?
Meth.
Uh-huh. And what do you have there in your hand?
My new teeth.
Okay. Which ones are we taking out, do you know?
All top ones.
Can you smile? Can you give me a real big smile? Okay. And what happened to that? How many top ones do you have left right now?
I think 5
5?
or 6.
5 or 6? There we go. All right, let's look up here. Here's your molar, and you can see that has a large cavity in it. Okay. And up on the top, lateral incisors in pretty bad shape, a lot of decay around the gum lines. Okay, lean forward toward me, Jamie. And here's our other front teeth. And if we look over this way, turn to the right, you can see there's another big cavity on her canine. All right, now we're going to look at the bottom teeth, and we can see down here what's basically the classic sign of methamphetamine use, and that's areas with a large amount of cervical decay around the gum line. We go around the front teeth, and we see here a lot of recession in the front. And here we see, once again, large cervical decay on the remaining teeth. How did you use methamphetamine?
I smoked it.
You smoked it. Have a seat, and we're going to take those teeth out right now for you, okay? All right, here we go. Oh, nice little curve on that root. Where do you work now?
I work for Progress House Counseling Center. I'm the Prop 36 coordinator and counselor there.
Hi, my name's Dave Evangel. I'm sitting in a dentist's office. I went to Ponderosa High School and did methamphetamine throughout my high school years.
You have that plate. Let's see that again. They made you that plate, right? So someone had to take out all those teeth. You didn't do it in the garage, right?
No.
Did any of the dentists say, hey, Dave, notice you're losing a lot of teeth here? Let's talk about what might be causing that.
Well, there was some discussion about drugs, but I always denied it. I was too embarrassed.
Okay, here we go. We can see on your teeth that you have a lot of anterior and posterior teeth missing to the point that they no longer support a partial denture anymore. I just want to show you what happens to the enamel here as you get decay and these things break down. It just becomes really, really loose and breakable. And before you know it, there's nothing left of the tooth. It has to be extracted. Oh, Jen, I just wanted her in here so I could watch her pass out. And that's going to help your denture stay in your mouth. There we go, stick these in. And remember, one of the right together. There you go.
Quit now when you can, or you'll be here like me.
When did you start?
Freshman year in high school.
When grade did you start using drugs?
7th grade.
Hi, my name is Dr. Goodess, and we're here at El Dorado Union High School District office. It's beautiful. You can see all the buildings. There's school buses pulling in and out. There's kids finishing up the end of the year. Everybody's here for an education. But guess what? Everybody tells us that Central Valley of California is a hotbed for methamphetamines in California. Everybody also says it's the hotbed for methamphetamine use in the United States. But I've got news for you. My sister-in-law lives in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and she tells me that that's the meth capital of the world. I have a friend who has a father in Thayer, Missouri, and he says his area's the hotbed for methamphetamine use. My friend lives in Philadelphia. He says Philadelphia is the hotbed. Well, I have news for you. This whole country is becoming a hotbed for methamphetamine use, and we have to do something about it. And the best way to do it is to drug-proof our kids. El Dorado Union School District is leading the way. They've adopted this video that we're going to see. They've adopted this for use in their high school health education programs, and what we're trying to do is drug-proof our kids.
These teeth broke off, or broke halfway off, and then this tooth down here, the top of it broke completely off, and the roots are still down in my gums.
So you're concerned about that? Why are you concerned about it? What was one of the reasons you told me yesterday?
Because I'm breastfeeding and there's pus that comes out of my tooth, and I'm worried that the poison's going to go to the baby.
Okay, now you're here today to have that tooth up top and the one next to it, and then of course one down on the bottom here, removed. Now, what stands out in my mind is, when I look at this tooth, is both of these teeth have had root canals. Okay, this molar over here and this bicuspid over here that we're going to take out. Both of those have had root canals. Now, seeing as how you're 20 years old and those root canals look like they were done a couple of years ago, did anyone say anything to you or ask you any questions about your teeth?
No.
No. And what you can see is down the lower left side, the molar is completely covered up by gums. You can see it on the x-ray, but there's really nothing in the mouth to look at least not from here. And what we can see here on the right side is pretty much total destruction of the first molar and the second bicuspid. We'll be taking that out in just a couple of minutes. All right, hold on. Ready? There we go. If you look back here on the left-hand side, you'll notice he's getting cervical breakdown along the facial surface of the molar. This is, once again, pathognomonic or very indicative of someone that's been using crystal meth. Cervical breakdown on the teeth. Okay, let's just go back here. And we're going to try and get this little guy out. Right? Here comes the last one, okay? Now we can see how nice a job we did on the root canal with no open film. But we did lose a little buckle down there, unfortunately. Okay. Agua. How you doing, Amanda?
Wonderful.
My name is Matt. I got a really bad toothache.
What happened?
Oh, I think it's a sad result of doing meth.
And here you can see your lower right molar down here, and if you notice, most of the coronal structure has been destroyed and you have a nice abscess down there. So we'll see you tomorrow morning to follow up on that little swollen up area here. I'll see. Okay, and we'll see how you're doing tomorrow. Okay, you should be doing just fine. We've got a lot of pus out of there.
They act as if doing drugs is no big deal. Everybody's doing it. Everybody isn't doing it.
Because I took Ritalin, which is a form of methamphetamines, but it's prescribed. I was off my medication at the time, and I did it, and boy howdy, it just made me feel a lot better than the Ritalin did. It made me feel like I could concentrate, but after being up for a day, you want more the next day, more the next day, more the next day. It was just an ongoing process, so basically I got hooked the first time I ever did it.
You got hooked the first time?
Yeah.
Toes knocked down just a little bit, and you can see pretty much down on those lower molars, he's had decalcification to the point that it's basically stained the teeth as it's taken away the integrity of the enamel structure there. We're here at Union Mine High School. Union Mine is the newest of 4 high schools in the El Dorado Union High School District, and this is a school to be proud of. This school has adopted, once again like the rest of the district, this video as part of a drug proofing program for their kids and their health programs. What we want to do is have the teachers able to recognize what the signs and symptoms are of drug use. So when you were at Markham and you were using Markham Elementary School, right?
Middle school.
Markham Middle School. And you were using methamphetamine regularly to the point that you weren't going to classes. Where were you getting your meth?
One of the kids at school.
One of the kids at school. Did you feel there were a lot of other kids using drugs at your school?
I know there was a lot of other kids using drugs at my school.
Do you feel the administrators were aware of this problem?
I think so. I think so.
They were fully aware, but there was really nothing they could do about it. There was a mass quantity of students doing it, so really was kind of out of their hands.
But I don't see how they could have not known what we were up to.
What we want to do is have the teachers able to recognize what the signs and symptoms are of drug use. This drug, crystal meth, is particularly dangerous. It causes paranoia, schizophrenia, sometimes violent behavior, inattentiveness, inability to sit still, inability to sleep, and sometimes prolonged periods of sleeping. It causes the cells in the brain, the neurons, to have a sustained release of dopamine, making the kid feel really, really great till he runs out of dopamine in his neurons, and then he feels really, really bad, and he crashes. So what does he do to make up for that? He takes more methamphetamine. This is called tweaking. We have to be able to recognize the signs and symptoms. So many of these kids have been to healthcare professionals, they've been to dentists, doctors, behavioral specialists, they've been to the guidance counselor a gazillion times. They finally get kicked out of school, but nobody recognizes that these kids have, in actuality, a drug problem. And our question is, how do we deal with it? How can we approach it? And what can we do to keep these kids from being on drugs in the first place? Did you notice a change in your grades when you started using these drugs?
Yeah.
What happened to your grades?
Oh, I started failing my classes. I never graduated. I only made it to 11th grade.
Did any of your counselors call you in and talk to you about that?
No.
Did you end up doing a lot of tweaking?
I ended up doing a lot, yeah. I spent about $3,000 in 1 week with my best friend.
Where'd you get the money?
I stole it. Stole it from my mom, actually.
Well, like, in middle school, like, I think my grades were pretty good, but as soon as I went into high school, they started slipping, like, probably like D's and F's.
So you went from like A's and B's?
Yeah, to A's and B's.
Down to?
Yeah.
You did.
I got expelled from El Dorado High School for drinking. I never graduated Independence because I was using meth. I was smoking a lot of pot.
Did they expel you from Independence?
No, I just pretty much quit. We all just voluntarily quit.
Why did you start with methamphetamines?
To lose weight and...
Did you lose weight?
Oh, yeah.
I had dry mouth, but I always drank a lot of soda. I barely ate. I never brushed my teeth because I'd always forget.
Did you notice any changes in your teeth after you
Yes.
were using it? What happened?
They would hurt. And then the more meth you did, the less it hurt.
So you would take more meth to...
Yep, the more meth you use, the less it hurts.
Well, my name is Audrey Goodess, and I'm the chairperson for the science department here at Union Mine.
How's your memory from those years?
Foggy.
Foggy?
Very foggy.
Blood circulation in the brain is decreased so that when they take pictures of the brain and its blood flow, they actually find what look like areas of holes in the brain where there is no blood flow. And this is unrepairable. This damage seems to last 5 years after the person is no longer using those drugs. So these holes in the brain where they're not getting any, the brain's not getting any nutrition now, are causing areas of the brain to die.
I have good memory, but remembering things from when I was on drugs, I don't really remember that much. Somebody will tell me I've done something, and I'm like, oh, really? I don't really remember. You know, I can't remember specific dates and times or how long things took place, just because I was so high all the time.
When were you going to school there?
Oh, God. I have memory problems, too.
From the drugs?
Yeah.
My short-term memory sucks, and my long-term memory has gaps in it for periods at a time.
What sort of period? Could you just go into that again?
Well, like my childhood, I don't remember much of that. And then there's just periods of time where I know I moved somewhere, but I can't really remember what happened when I was living there, kind of thing.
When I was using drugs, it was things could happen things could have happened the day before, and I wouldn't remember.
Do you remember them now?
No.
Because my memory's horrible.
Well, give me an example.
Example.
What can't you remember?
I have people come up to me and ask me, oh, hi, how you doing? Remember me? And I cannot for the life of me remember where I knew that person from.
or even remember meeting them or anything?
You know, when I was on it, there was no memory there, you know. It's just, you know, about thinking about the drugs.
I can't remember most of my high school career. I was there, you know. I went to El Dorado my freshman year, and I remember that just fine. When my dad died, I started using alcohol when I was 14. And can't really remember much after that, except for the fights and suspensions and ditching, and I don't remember doing anything worthwhile there. So.
Do you get headaches?
I have chronic migraine syndrome and cluster headaches.
Did you have that before you used amphetamines?
Nope. The methamphetamines reduce the serotonin in my brain, which causes an imbalance, which causes the headaches. So I get headaches. I have to be on Prozac for the rest of my life.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not ashamed of what I did. I did it and I can't go back and change it, but it sucks having to take a pill every single morning just to be able to get stuff done.
Overuse of this drug can actually lead to sores on the person's body. It can lead to delusional tendencies. It can also lead to depression, paranoia, as their bodies deplete their dopamine and serotonin receptors. The elevation one gets from using this drug decreases over time, and as students begin to enter this spiraling down effect, their grades plummet. They get transferred from one school to another within the district because they are out of control in the classroom. They're not doing well, they're not associating well with their peers. And then we find out when they've dropped out of school, and 5 and 10 years down the road when they're trying to get help, we find out that these people were actually on drugs when they were in high school. What we need to do is identify them now when they're in high school so they can get the help and the treatment they need before they have to go through all the painful effects that this drug can bring not only to them but to their families and to their friends.
Hi, my name's Justin, and well, this is what happens when you use crystal meth.
Okay, so now we've got Justin's mouth in retractors. It's very comfortable, isn't it?
Yes.
And we pull to the right, we can see down here, turn to the left a little bit, that's it. We can see down here one of the classic signs of someone who's using crystal meth, which is cervical decay on the posterior teeth. And he's missing quite a lot of tooth structure there. And do you know why you get those pimples on there?
I have a good feeling.
Okay, one of the reasons you get them is because there are so many impurities in these drugs that your body can't get rid of them all. So they start to come out in little sores. And what you'll find out is since you've stopped using them, those pimples will diminish and go away. Let's take a look at one of them, okay? And you can see down here, these are not comfortable. Do they itch a lot?
Hell yeah, they do.
Yeah, there you go. Turn to the left. Okay. Did you get acne on your face from that?
Yeah, really bad on my forehead.
Where would it show up? Show me.
It was just right here on the ridge of my forehead. You can actually see scars from it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've only been off like 12 days now.
Yeah.
Did you get any of these sores on your arms and hands? Let me take a look at your hands and arms. And what do we have here? Turn your arm over to the side, and you've got some sores up here. Okay, here's our dental napkin here. Sores over here, and then you move up your hands, and you can see evidence of previous little sores that were here. Turn your hand aside. Okay, how did you feel when you started seeing these things appearing on your hands?
Well,
not good.
Not good.
Did you get pimples?
Yeah, your face actually does break out, and it's not good especially when you're a girl, because your complexion just isn't the same as it was when you didn't do it.
How old are you now?
17.
And let's see. Look pretty healthy. How much do you weigh?
130.
130. Is that my wife never tells me how much she actually weighs.
I weigh 130.
You weigh 130.
Maybe
Okay.
128.
128. Now, when you were on drugs, you told me before you lost a lot of weight.
Got down to about 100 pounds.
100 pounds?
Yeah.
How did you feel at that time?
Disgusting.
Why?
Because you're all sucked up, and it's like you don't feel like anybody looks at you the same anymore, because then all of a sudden they could like tell. And
How long did you stay up for at one time?
like a couple times, like 5 nights, and that was crazy, but the longest is like 6 or 7. You just don't feel good. Your body, your stomach mainly feels like you have like a hole in it and burns because you haven't been eating. It's like it's just not a good feeling at all.
And then we got detentions, and then I got suspended for skipping school a lot.
When you were getting all these things against you, did anyone ask you what might be the origin of these problems?
No.
Did anyone ask you if you were using drugs?
No.
Did anyone ask you if you were abusing alcohol?
No.
How about the guidance counselors? Did they talk to you about that?
I never met my guidance counselor.
You never met your guidance counselor getting sent down with all those problems?
No, I met him about 2 months before I dropped out of school.
You dropped out of school at what age?
I was 17.
Did the principal call you in and talk to you and say, hey Kathleen, what's the problem here? I notice you're getting in fights all the time, and by the way, you're dropping out of school.
No.
No. Oh. Here we go. Now, I want you to just do me a favor and close down just a little bit if you don't mind. Right? Ready? Got it? Close down. There we go. 1 tooth out. Okay. All right, it's almost out. Okay. Hang in there for a second. All right, can we get that visible? Can we get that? Okay. Yes, we did. You okay?
And now I can pick out their friends who I know are drug users, and I let them know that I don't want them hanging out with those kids, and exactly why.
How do you, and you're not a teacher or an administrator or work in a high school where you're exposed to kids all the time that have these problems. You don't work in a drug counseling center.
No.
How do you know that their friends are using drugs? What do you look for?
Oh my gosh, they're constantly on the go. They'll be smoking cigarettes like nonstop, and they're wanting to have people buy them beer, and just so that they can come down. They're very verbal about it.
When you take methamphetamines, it causes an abundance of dopamine and serotonin to be released across these neurotransmitters. What this results in is a tolerance to these drugs within minutes after taking them. And so therefore, you want to take them more and more frequently to continue with this euphoric feeling that you have.
What do they call those people that do that?
Tweakers. So tweakers are those people that use this drug and have these feelings all the time. Their body begins to tremble and shake. Their movements are very quick, okay? When you decrease the number of neurotransmitters that you have, as your body will do after you've binged on them, okay, then you start to get symptoms of Parkinson-like diseases. Your body begins to shake. Your uncontrolled muscle things, you feel bugs crawling up your hands. They scratch themselves all the time and get sores on their body. This feeling of well-being disappears, and they develop feelings of paranoia, severe depression, suicidal tendencies. In other words, they're on a downhill slide from there.
But then I finally got to the point to where I was praying that somebody would come take my kids and put them in a better home,
Why was that?
because they didn't deserve to be put through stuff like that.
And I just felt like invincible, like nothing around me could hurt me, or nothing bad could happen to me, or anything like that. Just felt like I knew everything.
I went to jail. I've gone to jail about 5 times for under the influence and possession. I went to jail 1 time for possession of paraphernalia.
Go against people that actually care about you, and you just don't even realize it.
I would get meth monsters, is what we used to call them. I would see things. And
What would you see?
just weird things like people and cows, just weird stuff.
Where would they come from?
The walls and stuff.
I did have hallucinations, there was a piece of plywood outside. I thought it was some guy with a flannel stalking me. You see things, a leaf move and you think it's a mountain lion, or, you know, if you're out in the dark woods or whatever. And so I'd see things, you know, that it was just a tree, but my imagination would turn it, you know, the drugs would turn it into like a big scary person coming at me, or a mountain lion stalking me. You know, even in the house, in my house, where definitely no mountain lions are, you know. So it did create hallucinations of all sorts.
Were you seeing things?
Yeah, staying up for that long, you start seeing things.
Did you see shadow people?
Yeah, shadow people are pretty cool. No, I'm just kidding. No, like, it would just be like certain things would move, and you would think that it was like coming at you.
This drug, crystal meth, is particularly dangerous. It causes paranoia, schizophrenia, sometimes violent behavior, inattentiveness, inability to sit still, inability to sleep, and sometimes prolonged periods of sleeping. It causes the cells in the brain, the neurons, to have a sustained release of dopamine, making the kid feel really, really great until he runs out of dopamine in his neurons, and then he feels really, really bad, and he crashes. So what does he do to make up for that? He takes more methamphetamine. This is called tweaking.
Well, one time I was living in a trailer. I'd see someone that looked like little green men put a ladder on my trailer and walk on my roof, and I was done. I was up all night tweaking on that, thinking there was people on my roof trying to get me. Yeah, you think it's funny, but at the time it's not.
The longest I was up was 2 months before I started freaking out.
Uh-huh. Well, how long would you stay awake for before you fall asleep?
As long as I had meth.
And how many days would that be, you think?
A lot.
A lot?
Not a lot, like weeks.
How long would you stay up at one time?
The worst time was a week.
How'd your mouth feel while you were taking it?
Oh, horrible. That was the worst part. You'd get the fuzzy slippers on your teeth and the cotton mouth and your tongue. I have like, you'd get like weird like designs on your tongue, and you just, nothing would quench your thirst, and you're talking a mile a minute, so.
What did you drink to quench your thirst?
Anywhere from, should have been drinking water, because that's what you're supposed to do, but it got worse because I'm drinking soda.
I mean, notice that you've had 6 root canals done across your front teeth.
Yeah.
5 posts, 5 crowns, and you came in here mostly today because this tooth over here, this canine, broke. Okay, now, here's the question. You ready? You ready? Okay. Between the 6 root canals, 5 posts, and 5 crowns that the dentists were all doing on you, because these teeth obviously were damaged because of your using extensively crystal meth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did any of them say to you, hey, Desiree, what happened to those teeth? Are you doing drugs?
No, they just kind of look at you differently. They're just kind of like, they don't want to know. They're just, the fact that it is what it is tells them all they need to know.
Yeah, I became mean and irresponsible and didn't, you know, I thought nothing would happen to me. You're getting pretty close with it. Yeah, I thought I owned the world, and, you know, it was disrespectful and rude and inconsiderate, and that's not who I am normally. You know, I'm really nice and polite and respectful, so it does change who you are, even if you don't think it does.
A study conducted by UC Davis doctors in Sacramento of babies admitted to the neonatal intensive care unit showed that of over 6,500 of these babies, over 550 of them had methamphetamine in their systems. This means that young mothers, some of them 18, 19, 20, some of them not even out of high school, had enough methamphetamine in their system for it to get into their baby system. This makes these kids more than 4.5 times likely to have birth defects. Makes them more likely to be addicted to drugs when they're older. This has to stop. We have to learn to drug-proof our children.
How'd you pay for all these drugs when you were at home?
Free.
Why were they free?
Just, it was guys who had it on them all the time, and being that you're a girl, I guess there's certain ways to get away with it or whatever.
So you had to do a lot of things to get away with it so you could get drugs for free?
Yeah, I never went as so far as to sell my body or do anything like that.
Did you know people who had to sell their body to get drugs?
Yeah, I actually knew a couple girls. One night I came home and my brothers and my mom was sitting like in the living room, and my mom asked me to take a drug test, and I went in the bathroom and took a drug test. And the whole time I was laughing because I kind of knew that I was going to fail it, and I felt kind of disappointed in myself that my family was starting to catch on. And I started freaking out basically, and I ran out into the kitchen and grabbed a knife, and my brother kicked it out of my hands. I ran outside. My brother Jerry came and tackled me on the cement and grabbed me and pulled me inside, and they were telling me that it had to end, and they basically like handcuffed me and tied up my feet and were yelling at me, asking if I wanted to go to juvenile hall, and I was replying yes, that I didn't care no more. And then I ran into the bathroom, and I was actually I felt really down, and I was wanting to commit suicide, and my brother knocked down the door and came in there, and then they stopped me, and then the cops came, and then I just calmed down. But earlier in that day, it's all drugs. Drugs makes you do things that you would never expect that you would do.
We can recognize this in one of our papers. It's the Sacramento Bee. And what's the title? Crank babies. These are babies whose mothers have been exposed, and now the babies have been exposed to methamphetamine. This is a problem.
I got pregnant with my first child when I was 14, and I had her at 15.
You have another child?
Yeah.
Were you using amphetamines while you were pregnant?
No.
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 When did you stop?
I stopped using when I thought I was pregnant, and I stopped using. Well, I was too sick with my first pregnancy to even get off the couch. All I did was puke. So, and then after I had her, I started using again when she was 6 months, a year. When she was a year old, I started using again.
So drugs have had a major effect on your life.
Oh yeah.
Which drugs did your mother use? How many different ones?
She used heroin, speed, cocaine. She drank. I don't remember all of them. I just remember watching the way she'd use them. So that's pretty harsh on an 8 or 9-year-old to watch your mom inject herself with something in the bathroom. So.
Does your mother talk to you about drugs?
Yes.
What does she tell you?
That it's not good for you and you could die.
This is another example. USA Today. Cold remedies sold over the counter containing pseudoephedrine. This is the raw ingredient for methamphetamine. Okay, so now we're up here at Raley's, and they sell a lot of medications here, so let's see what they have inside their store. We went to Raley's and went inside the store to find out how they're selling pseudoephedrine. Raley's sells pseudoephedrine over the counter, meaning that you can buy it on the shelf and purchase it at the register. This is Sudafed, the main ingredient, although not the only ingredient, in crystal meth. Sudafed is commonly purchased by people who want to make it into crystal meth at pharmacies, drugstores, and supermarkets. Many drugstores and supermarkets sell pseudoephedrine products behind the counter, meaning you have to ask the pharmacist for it, or you have to go to the customer service center. Others do not. Raley's wrote us this nice letter and asked us to include this information in this video. I don't want to mislead you with this segment. Let me clarify a couple of points. Raley's pricing is consistent with that of its competitors. Raley's is in full compliance with the current laws in California, and that Raley's is allowed under law to place pseudoephedrine products on the shelf. And Raley's has systems in place to prevent purchases in excess of 3 packages. You can't walk out of Raley's with a case of pseudoephedrine. They also asked us to convey that Raley's, are in compliance with current laws regarding the sale of pseudoephedrine and ephedrine, and to communicate that Raley's is working on a plan regarding the placement of pseudoephedrine products.
and include footage and mention other retailers who are not meeting your standards of placement of pseudoephedrine products. Well, we went to Albertsons, went to Safeway, went to Long's, went to Rite Aid, CVS. All these pharmacies have pseudoephedrine either at the customer service counter or at the pharmacy. This, without a doubt, is the main ingredient. This is what is converted into crystal meth and sold to our children. This product, by agreement of 11 states who have now passed legislation, should be behind the counter, should be at the customer service center, should be in the pharmacy. It's not illegal to sell this in California. It's not illegal to have it on the shelf. There are no requirements right now. Our California representative is working on requirements to have this product put behind the shelf and restricted in its sale. 35% of all the methamphetamine sold in the United States is made in labs. You only have to ask yourself one question. Where do you think they're getting the pseudoephedrine to make it? This product should be as hard to purchase as possible. It should be under restriction, and it should be controlled. We're up here at Rite Aid Pharmacy in Placerville, California. And what does it say? Here's Sudafed. This is the Sudafed that contains no pseudoephedrine. Where is the Sudafed with pseudoephedrine? Not available. Let's look at this sign. Pseudoephedrine, the active ingredient in many nasal decongestants, is being chemically altered by criminals to produce illegal drugs. We apologize for the inconvenience. I appreciate your understanding. This drugstore chain is leading the way. This drugstore chain has taken dangerous drugs off the counters and put it behind the pharmacy. If somebody really needs it, they can get it there. But most of the criminals won't be able to access it that way. This is really great. We'll see how they're doing in the pseudoephedrine department. And if you look down here, we have Sudafed Maximum Strength, which has pseudoephedrine HCl in it. Okay, and we also have pseudoephedrine in the Safeway brand. But we also have a notice over here that says Safeway has voluntarily restricted the sale of single active ingredient pseudoephedrine products. If you wish these products to purchase these products, please go to the customer service area in the front of the store. Thank you for shopping at Safeway. We're at Long's Drugs in Placerville. You can still buy capsules that have pseudoephedrine products in them, but if you want to buy straight pseudoephedrine, what do you have to do? Take a card. I can buy cold and pain relief made by Long's. I can buy Tylenol. I can buy Tylenol flu. I can buy Tylenol cold. Methamphetamine. You can sell it, you can buy it, it's cheap, it's plentiful, and it's here. This is a wake-up call. We need the cooperation of our pharmacies, we need the cooperation of our schools. Pseudoephedrine products belong behind the counter, out of reach of drug dealers. Out of reach of people who come back into store time after time, buying 2-3 boxes each time, maybe shoplifting them, doing anything they can to get a hold of this drug so they can make it into crystal meth and sell it. Our county has recognized that this is a problem. They've gone so far to publish this, Methamphetamine Fact Book. This book says you need to be able to recognize the signs and symptoms of methamphetamine use. But what good is it to put out this book with all this information if nobody's doing anything about it? We have to be able to do more than just recognize the signs and symptoms. When you went to the counselors and you were acting out and you had all these problems interacting with other kids, did anyone ask you if you were using any drugs at all?
No.
Did anyone suggest that to your mom?
No.
So when you did drugs, how did you feel?
It's just, you sometimes get what kids would call cotton mouth, where you don't have any saliva in your mouth and your mouth feels really dry, and then your stomach, like after a while, it just starts feeling really weird, like it's just a hollow hole that is burning, and your body just gets really shaky and it's not a cool thing.
Dopamine and serotonin are neurotransmitters. In other words, they cross the synapses of our nerves and our brain cells. Their release allows us to feel happy. They're mood elevators. They give us a feeling of well-being, of security within ourselves. They are what allows us to be friendly to other people. However, when you take crystal meth, you get a flood of these neurotransmitters across your synapses. So you enter a euphoric high and everything's right with the world. You're having a great time, your friends are great, you're having a lot of fun, sex is wonderful. The whole world is just better than ever before.
When I was on meth, I'd get twitchy and I would just not be able to sit still. I couldn't concentrate on one thing. I had to be doing a bunch of things. I would get depressed. I would think that no one liked me, and I would just kind of sit in a dark room by myself and draw pictures and just do stupid stuff. I would cut myself.
Where did you cut yourself?
My arms and my legs.
Can you show me that?
They're not that bad as scars. They're dark. I have burn marks where I burnt myself with cigarettes. And then there's dark patches of skin.
And look at this. This is a survey put out by El Dorado Union High School District. 1% of 9th graders and 1% of 11th graders have admitted using methamphetamine in the last 30 days. This is just this year. Now, if you take into account that probably about half of them wouldn't admit it because they think they're going to get caught, I'd say that gives us about 150 kids in the district that are using methamphetamine. Why is this a problem? I'll tell you why. If it was measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, asthma, if it was meningitis, if it was any of these little diseases, and we found that there were 150 kids in our district that came down with them, the Board of Health would be all over us like a wet t-shirt. But because it's a drug problem, it's a silent problem. The kids just slip away from us. They get transferred out of the school for bad behavior. They get sent over to Independence High School where they only have to go 1 day a week. They quietly drop out because they say they're not right for school. And where do we find them? We find them down in San Francisco, laying on the streets, somewhere in Haight-Ashbury. Somebody's grandmother finally locates them and reels them in. And where are they ending up? They're ending up in my dental chair having their teeth pulled out. It doesn't have to be this way. If we recognize the problems, if we react to it. 1% here in our district. Some districts had 5%. That's a lot of kids, and we can do something about it. Learn to drug-proof the kids. Learn to identify the problems. Learn to refer them for treatment. Don't be afraid. Where'd you go to high school?
I graduated El Dorado High School in 1974. I had 2 of my teachers that I got high with.
That you got high with 2 of your teachers?
Got high with, yeah.
So they were able to, so what you're telling me is that 2 of your teachers were able to identify that you had a drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
And their reaction was?
To join in.
To join the party.
Yeah.
Okay. You're back in school now.
Yeah, I am.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Have any of the counselors talked to you about this?
Nope.
Nobody?
No.
Nobody's come up to you and said, hey, you were here in 9th grade, so where you been?
Well, actually, there's one teacher that asked me where I've been, and I kind of sat down and talked to him about it, and he was just like, well, I'm glad to see you back. That's about it.
You're Elizabeth's mom, right? Mm-hmm. Did any of the counselors come up and talk to you about your daughter? Administrators?
The administrator the day that I had her evaluated at mental health because she had acted out in class. And so they said they were worried or whatever that maybe I should have her evaluated, and I did. But other than that, no, I never heard from them.
So here's her upper first molar on the left side. This comes in at about age 6. And you can see that it's very much broken down. The other tooth behind it, the second molar, is starting to move into the space that the first molar had. So by the time we take out the decay, this would be down below the bone height, and this tooth's not restorable. Well, fortunately, Liz didn't do drugs that long. She needs a good cleaning. Okay, she needs to floss her teeth, but she hasn't developed all the signs of crystal meth use. So just like we predicted, the tooth broke while we were taking it out.
Don't do crystal meth.
It's on every street and every neighborhood. You know, there's no exceptions to the meth epidemic.
I look back now and see that it did cause a lot of damage then that will continue to affect me forever.
And just show me some of the things that have happened. Did you mostly smoke it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I think that's worse for your teeth.
Smoking it?
Yep. Because of
How did it make your mouth feel when you were smoking?
clammy. It's the smoke from it. It's not like cigarette smoke. It's thick. It's thick smoke.
When you were smoking it and you were describing that your mouth would get really dry and have a metallic taste in it, what would you do for that?
Coke and a smile.
So you can see that these teeth have experienced the ravages of crystal meth, and front tooth is broken off. That's tooth number 9. Big cavities, and here's some classic signs of crystal meth use. You can see cervical decay around the teeth, and once it gets into a little weak point, these teeth just sort of melt away. And open up real big, and we're going to look back. Lift your head way back, and what you can see is there's a lot of teeth missing back there. Can you open up real big for me? There you go. And let me just get my mirror, and we'll look in there and see what this looks like. And when we look in here, what we're going to see is a lot of root tips here where there used to be teeth. And once again, not a whole lot left of these teeth. Here's your upper first and second molar. And here's a bicuspid and another bicuspid. You can see there's not a lot left of them more than root tips. This is your upper right side. And over here is your canine, I believe. There are no molars here. It makes it very difficult to chew. Move down the bottom, and here's what's left of the lower 2 molars. And you can see there's an abscess on this one and on this one. And this tooth has a very large area of decay on it. In the front, we see a lot of bone loss around the bottom front teeth, and on the lower right side, on the lower right side, you can see the first bicuspid is pretty much leveled off to the gum. The first molar is gone, and we do have a second molar back here that's sort of intact, and actually that might even be the third molar.
Okay, I'm 42 years old. I graduated from South San Francisco High School in 1981. I used meth on and off from when I was about 19 to 20 years old.
Okay, Mark, let's take a look at your teeth here now. Bite together for a second. And if you look very closely, what you can see here is basic lack of tooth structure on the facial surfaces of the teeth. If we look down around the gum line on his canine, down here we can see that he has a large cavity here. He's got a cavity here. He's got a cavity here. And let's keep turning. And he's got a cavity here. And we go around the side. He has a cavity on his lower left canine. He has a filling on his upper lateral incisor. He has another one on his upper canine. Down on the bottom again, he's had a large amalgam restoration placed because there was a cavity there. And there's another one.
Now let me reiterate again the effects this has on one's body. It can create acne-like sores, heart failure, damage to blood vessels in the brain or stroke, sleep problems, exhaustion, restlessness, confusion, paranoia, irritability, anxiety, depression, violent aggression, suicidal behaviors, headaches, out-of-control rages. Overdose can cause delusions, hallucinations, stroke, heart failure, coma, and death. And yet, these students are going unidentified in our schools. They get passed from school to school to school and go deeper and deeper into failure. We need to do something to stop this epidemic now before it only grows in size and destroys more lives than it already has.
I hope, if nothing else, the kids that are going to this school over here, kids that are going to Union Mine, Ponderosa, York Suburban High School, Rockwood High in Pennsylvania, any of the schools down in Virginia, West Virginia, I hope they all don't use drugs.
Your opportunities in life are so vast, then drugs will steal that from you.
If you had to say something, and you could say something to the teachers that had Calvin as a student.
Quit acting like it's not your problem, because it is. They all turn their backs because, they don't want to get involved and too much problems, and that's what people like that are in that situation, they need somebody to get involved. They need that foot up their butt, excuse me, but that's what they need.
You have to think forward to the future. It's hard when you're in high school, But you start experimenting with things and you don't know if you're going to cause an addiction, and then, you know, who knows, 10 years from now you could be beating your child and have them pulled into foster care.
You don't want to have to take a pill to wake up in the morning. You know, you don't want to have to go through a migraine headache. I can't even get out of bed when I have headaches. And I've got a daughter who's a year old that I can't even chase around on the floor when I have a migraine. Somebody else has to, and it sucks.
They're still working on a lot of different medications for me. I've been through Efflexor, Ether. I've been through Paxil. I've been through a lot of stuff, and it's just a roller coaster ride to find the right one. It's really not worth it.
So now I have 2 kids and I have to get a job and I have no education.
I heard says it ain't worth what the crank makes you feel like, that's for sure.
People, I mean not people, but kids out there, listen, don't do crystal. It may be cool or whatever everybody thinks or what everybody says, but it's not cool. Just want to be toothless and, you know, look like crap. Just, it's not sexy.
You're going to see people, you're going to think it's glamorous, you're going to think it's fun, and it might seem that way for a little while, but the end result, you know, is never good.
If you don't want your teeth jacked up, don't do drugs.
Oh no, it's a worldwide problem. It's not just here in Placerville. I mean, it's bad here. Believe me, it's bad here, but it's a problem everywhere.
You know, teachers are right on the front line, and I know it's going to be extremely difficult, but don't give up on the kids. Don't give up on the kids.
And one final thing, this video has been a production of Mitch TV.
On the grass to take away the pain. Yeah, I just walk away, 'cause I don't feel the same as you. Hollow eyes just seem to fade into the skies. Get down on your knees and pray for your life. You feel the steel against your hand. I say I wanna fly. Flashbacks run through your mind. You say you're scared to die. Scared to die for what? Scared to die for what's unknown. We win together, we fall together. And you know I've seen the light when the light has just reached my eye. He lived for you, he died for me. So you know I'll see the way it's supposed to be. Sky, you get down on your knees, yeah, and pray for your life. You feel the steel against your hand. I say I wanna fly. Flashbacks run through your mind. You say you're scared to die. Scared to die for what? Scared to die for what's unknown. We win together, we fall together. And you know I'll see the light when the light has just reached my eye. He lived for you, he died for me. So you know I'll see the way it's supposed to be.
My name is Kathleen Kennedy. I went to Union Mine High School. I was a meth addict and alcohol abuser, and I used pretty much anything I could find for 3 years. I've been clean for 3.5.
So tell me, when did you start using amphetamines?
When I was 15?
You were 15, so you were in high school.
Yeah.
How many people do you think at the school at that time were using crystal meth?
About 5 or 6 that I knew of.
That you knew of, that were your personal friends?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you noticed any effects on your teeth since you've been using crystal meth?
Yeah, they break easier. So.
Why are you here today?
Because I got broken teeth.
Why don't you show me what you came in holding today? I notice you keep putting your hand over there. Why don't you show me here how you walked into the office today?
It's my heat pack.
Why are you using that heat pack?
Because my wisdom tooth is broken.
Uh-huh. And how do you think that happened?
From using meth.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, Kathleen, these are your x-rays, and what we're going to see up here is this is tooth number 1, and it's pretty badly decayed, and that's the wisdom tooth we're going to take out. And here's tooth number 2, and that's also pretty badly decayed, and that's probably going to need a root canal more than likely. If you look over on the other side, we don't have a full set of x-rays here, but if you look over, now here's a root canal that was done.
Yeah.
And it's pretty unusual to have to do a root canal on such a young girl, and you would think that somebody would ask a question as to why you're having all these problems. And here's tooth number 16, which is also very badly decayed. It's taken a lot of years for it to get that bad. We're going to take that out too. And then if you look down on the bottom here, which is another important thing, you have a large cavity between tooth number 18, your second molar, and tooth number 19. Okay, and then if you look over on the right side, tooth number 30 also has a large cavity. That's your lower right first molar. And you can see you had a really large cavity on tooth number 31, which now has a filling. And there's 32, which is going to go bye-bye soon. So you can see that you have some problems just on these 4 x-rays. We don't have the whole set right now, but just on these 4 x-rays, there's a lot of problems that need to be addressed. So we're going to get you back in the room and take care of 4 of those problems right now, okay? All right, now, what you're going to see here is this is the first molar, here's the second molar, here's the third molar. The third molar is really gone. It's really not much left of it. The second molar, you can see what crystal meth helped do, which is basically it ate away all of the outside part of the tooth near the gum line. Okay? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
She wonders why the birds fly by and don't stop in for tea. She wonders why the ghost on the side of her bed shakes his head at me. You know she lives the best she can, but she knows she dies a little more every day. I hate the games she plays like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but play them. She comes to me and cries. I tell her realize you can't find love if love was never there. You can't find love if love was never there. She wants to be a superhero for everyone to see. She wants to do something amazing for everyone but me. You know she lives every day, but she dies a little more every night. I hate the game she plays like your mother-in-law, but I just can't help but fight them. She comes to me and cries. I tell her realize you can't find love if love was never there. You can't find love if love was never there.
One of the biggest challenges facing El Dorado County and many other counties like ours is the widespread use and abundance of crystal meth and crank. Hi, my name is Jamie Goodess. I graduated Ponderosa High School in 1998 and now attend George Washington University School of Medicine. I have been working in my dad's dental clinic and have gotten to see firsthand the ravages that crystal meth has wrought upon the bodies as well as the teeth of many of my peers. This is a very sad and frustrating thing. There's got to be something we can do about it. So many of these patients have come into the dental clinic that we began filming them. All of them are devastated that as a consequence of their drug use, they will lose the majority of their teeth before the age of 30. They all want you to know one thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to lose your teeth, and it's not worth it to have dentures by the age of 28. And most of all, it's just not worth it to do the drugs. It hurts me to see so many of my previous classmates in here having their teeth pulled out because of drug use. So if you don't get anything else from this, get this. It's not worth it. Don't do drugs.
Hi, my name's Justin, and well, this is what happens when you use crystal meth.
Where'd you go to high school?
You need mine.
How's it going? I'm a former meth user for 7 years.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to El Dorado High School in Independence.
Did you graduate?
No, I haven't yet. I'm currently an adult ed.
What grade did you start using drugs?
7th grade.
7th grade?
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Union Mine and I went to Juvenile Hall High School.
My teeth, I have really bad teeth from using crystal meth and methamphetamines.